Hey out there. I wanted to do a video today on the difficulties, I'm sorry, I can't speak today. The difficulties of being an indie writer. Um, you really have to have thick skin when you go into this. I've been writing since I was a kid. I published my first book back in 2013. And, when I published that first book, as an indie author, self published author, I thought to myself, this is it. I'm about to blow up. Okay, sky's the limit. This book is going to be on the New York Times bestsellers list within the next 30 to 60 days. This is it. The first 30 to 60 days, my friends and family had purchased my book because I was on them. Hey, support me, support me, support me. Because a lot of times, even your family and friends aren't the biggest support system. And for me, they weren't. I literally had to, hey, you purchased that book yet? Until everyone purchased the book. And then it was like pulling teeth to get people to read it. And I can literally say only a couple of people, well, I take that back. A few people within my circle have read it and they said they loved it. They did have a lot of questions. And I, I did a lot of marketing the first 2 years that I put that book out. I had to actually remarket that book because if you watch my iUniverse video, you'll know why I had to remarket my first book. So go back and watch that. I don't want to go over that story again. So I had to remarket that book, put it back out with another self-publishing company, um, different, different everything. That book, if you want to go look for it, it is Oceans, OCEAN apostrophe S View, VIEW. It is the first of a series of 4 books. I'm currently working on book number 4. But getting back to the story, I literally spent so much money marketing. I went out and went through Vistaprint and purchased postcards with my book on the cover of it, my name, um, Twitter account, Instagram account, Facebook account. And that's when things started happening for me. I went and purchased $200 worth of stamps, purchased a couple of hundred of those postcards. Um, got an old phone book, people. I don't think anybody out there uses a phone book anymore, but my mom had one. I got her phone book, and I went through and just picked out people's addresses in the phone book, put them on the postcards, and mailed them out. I did get someone to bite. I actually was contacted by email by a lady, and I was shocked. I thought, this has to be a hoax. This can't be real. So I contacted her after I received her email. Her email said, my book club has read your book and we love it and we would like for you to come and make an appearance, at one of our book club meetings. And I thought, okay, what if this isn't real? So I called her. I got her number via email, got her number, and I said, hey, let's meet up in person. So we met in person at a coffee shop at a local Starbucks, and I took my mom and a friend with me. And it turns out this was on the up and up. As a matter of fact, her husband was from the same little small town that my mom grew up in. Anyway, I decided to go to her house to make this appearance, and um, her and her friends were amazing. Ended up with a great expensive bottle of wine as a gift for appearing. Um, but I will say, I don't think I was prepared for that. I'm a Virgo. I'm kind of an introvert, you know, so I'm withdrawn. I don't really like the whole public appearance or being the center of attention thing. I say that, and then I have 3 YouTube channels, right? So anyway, I went and it was a beautiful turnout. I read a couple of passages out of that book, and turns out they purchased one of my poetry books and loved it. And everyone had a different poem that they really enjoyed, and they just asked me to read a couple of them, and I did that. I was so uncomfortable, but I did it anyway. um, those are the things you have to do as an indie writer. If you are self-publishing, you're going to have to spend a lot of your own money advertising and getting people to purchase your book. You're going to have to do a lot of groveling. Hey, buy my book, buy my book, buy my book, or read my book, read my book, read my book, And that's just the family and friends. I still have some friends that have said, no, I haven't gotten around to reading your book yet. And it's disappointing, because I'm one of those friends that if you have something new out and you say, hey, I want you to try this, or I want you to, I'm Johnny on the spot. I'm your biggest supporter. And I expect that from other people. So one of the things, I did get frustrated in the beginning, but one of the things that I've done since then has just told myself, hey, be grateful for those who support me and those who don't. Hey, so you can't beat yourself up over not having the support of family and friends, or not it's been this is 2021, 8 years since I published my first novel, and I still haven't made the New York Times bestsellers list. And when I check my numbers, on Amazon, it's disappointing. But at times, I think, at least I'm there. I can look at those numbers and think, okay, I'm number 523,000 in the list in this genre. Versus being in the top 50, the top 100, or even the top 500. But it's a hard life when you're a self-published writer. You're literally, unless you know someone, it's going to be hard. I mean, really know someone like maybe a Kevin Spacey, or, it's just someone in the business. It's going to be hard to get your book out there. And I even wrote Oprah Winfrey a few years ago, and she was doing all of that, Oprah's book club thingy, and I even sent her my book. She didn't read it, but hey, or at least I don't think she read it, or maybe she read it and, anyway. So my biggest piece of advice here is to be confident, be patient, and don't overwhelm yourself with where you are as far as numbers are concerned, with book sales, and with where you are on the Amazon list. Otherwise, you're going to drive yourself crazy. There are tons and tons and tons of self-published authors out there now. It isn't like it was back in the 70s and 80s and early 90s, when everybody was pushing to get a traditional publisher. So, traditional publishers were pushing their work out, and no one else could get into that world. Now everyone can publish a book. Everyone and anyone is. So another thing that I'm learning, and this is another piece of advice I'm giving, is to do things to make yourself stand out. Like I said, I'm an introvert, but I decided to branch out and grab myself a YouTube channel and go for it. You have to put your face out there. You have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to spend some money. You have to spend money to make money, people. That's just the way it is when you are an indie author versus being a traditional author. You know, no one is writing you a check and telling you to reach the deadlines. You're putting all your time and money into your projects on your own. So be patient. Don't just don't worry too much about making that New York Times bestsellers list. You'll drive yourself crazy. I almost did. I almost drove myself crazy thinking, why am I not good enough for anyone to really read my book? Come on. But I feel like it will come. Hopefully, while I'm still here, living and breathing, I will make that list one day. So, with that said, please subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Indie writers, don't be too hard on yourself. Our success is in the fact that we wrote and published our novels. They're out there, okay? So feel good about that. Please like and subscribe like the video, subscribe to my channel. And if you're interested in any of my work, I'll put some of it at the end of the video. But do go to Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com and check out my work. It's under Tonya Young, Tonya Young, YOUNG. It's easier to all of my work is easier to find on Barnes and Noble for some reason on their website. If you go to Barnes and Noble, just put Tonya Young in the search box. All of my books will pop up. If you go to Amazon, you pretty much have to put my name in and then put the title of my book, one of my books in. So go to BarnesandNoble.com and check out my work. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Talk to me. I like to interact, a little bit, So talk to me. I do answer to all comments. I do respond to all comments. So do leave a comment or a question. And remember, be confident, be bold, be different, spend money to make money. And don't worry yourself over not making that New York Times bestsellers list, because it will come. Peace and blessings, people. Peace and blessings.